So it's a solo episode again, and it has been a long time. I wanted to do a little bit of a reintroduction today because this time last year, well, January last year, so like 13 months ago, I launched It's a Man's World podcast. I was living in Dubai. I was in a very, very different stage of my life. And when you look back, you're like, a year? How has things moved so fast, and how has my life drastically changed? And I just felt like there has been months on months going on where I haven't had a chance to properly update. I've had other guests on. I've been traveling a lot. Like, if you follow me and you're here a long time, you know, like, everyone's like, where are you next? Like, how come you're at home? When are you in Dubai? Like, where you go next? And I always have something else that I'm running to or going to next, and that's just the way I absolutely love and I thrive off my life. But I needed to just like take a little bit of a moment to just realize how far I've come. And you know what? This is like the first time that I've actually taken time for myself to sit down and just realize, wow, my life has changed so much. We're not even 2 minutes or 5 minutes in, and I'm starting to feel the emotions. And this is something that I haven't even been able to process just because I've just been so busy. I've committed to so much and I absolutely love it. But it's nice to slow down, sit with your thoughts, sit and reflect and go, oh shit, like, I'm doing this, I've done this. And the person that I was this time last year and the growth that has happened along the way has been transformational. Like, it has been, I don't recognize myself in the best way possible. It's amazing. And I didn't want to make this episode today about me and everything that I've done and my achievements, but I do want to take a moment, and I'm proud of myself. And anyone that is on their own journey too, you should do that too. You should be proud of yourself. You should lean into those things where you kind of, life just goes by and you forget to celebrate the small wins. So today, the reason I've got my laptop in front of me is because, you know, I don't bullshit now and I keep it real. I keep it the way it is because I have so much what I want to get through and to bring it along as well. And you know what, I was meant to have the first guest back and I was like, I need to push that back because I need to do a little bit of a reintroduction and just kind of catch up in general. So let's just summarize everything. The last solo episode that I done was when I was on the way to Milan. It was in September, I think it was, and I was going for the HYROX trip. And HYROX at the minute, I'm going to give you a little bit of a summary on that, okay? People are like, are you doing the HYROX? Are you not? I obviously jumped into the half marathon like 3 days before. I had been doing some runs, but the most I've ever done was like 7 kilometers, and it was 21. But I honestly, like, I surprised myself. Like, I smashed it. I done it in like 2 hours 13 minutes, and I was like, right, okay. And I done it with no earphones, like just me, myself, my thoughts. Obviously you have the crowds and you've got the atmosphere, but I wanted to just go me against me. And if you know me, you know I go head first at everything. Probably wouldn't recommend doing it if you haven't got a little bit of experience, but I definitely learned a lot along the way, and I realized, holy shit, my resilience and my attitude towards anything I say I'm going to do, I will do it. And that's something that has definitely stood to me over the years. But with HYROX, I felt like after Milan, like, obviously I had travelled over, I was under fueling, I was in a deficit, which you should not be in a deficit when you're doing training like this. I was cramping. I think when I came off, like, I literally like hit the floor because I was like, oh my god, my calves, I couldn't train properly for a month, and I had to travel from Milan to Australia. And when I got to Australia, I was so dead. My body, sometimes I wonder how I keep going, you know what I mean? Like, when I look back, I'm like, wait, how did I actually keep going after all of that? But just goes to show you can do anything. So with the HYROX, the last couple of months, obviously I hired Joe is Fit. He's my coach at the minute. He's amazing, and like, we're working together, and the majority of the work that we're doing is like the strength training, the HYROX, yes, but the running, all right? And that has massively helped, and that's obviously what HYROX is. It's the biggest part of it is the running, and obviously running on fatigue when you're doing the weights into the run, but the running is like the biggest part of it. And I just felt like the last while I took on so much mentally, I took on so much physically, and then emotionally, I was just like, oh my god, like, and I was like, I wanted to do really well at it, but then I thought in my head, why am I, like, I love the HYROX, yeah, but like, I'm killing myself. Like, I'm absolutely dead. Even though we brought food up, like I was on like 300 grams of carbs, and keep in mind when I was doing Hyrox, I was on like 120. It was disgraceful, by the way. I should not have done that to myself. But anyways, don't do it. It doesn't work. You will be fatigued. You won't be able to perform well. But I had a little bit of a reevaluation last month, and I was like, I've taken on so much. Why am I going and taxing myself physically even more in sessions? And the food has helped me recover, but I still just couldn't do it. So I was like, you know what? I want to keep up the runnings, and my glutes. I know this might sound a little bit vain, but like I was starting to lose a lot of muscle on my body. Like my glutes were like flat. I was watery all the time. I felt fatigued. Like I'm on my cycle now, but I feel tight. I feel good. I absolutely love and missed my weight training. And it's not to say that I won't do the marathon or I won't do the Hyrox ever again. I still love that type of training, but competing wise, I'm going to do it every 2 weeks or so, just to keep it in and keep my runs in and the weighted training. But Hyrox at the minute, I just needed to take a little bit of a slower pace on my body, because mentally, physically, everything, I was fatiguing myself with that. Yeah, putting that on top of you, coming home, having to get all the work that I want and intend to do, not fully functioning and a little bit zapped and exhausted. It's not ideal. So anyways, moving on from the Hyrox, I will be still running. I'll still be doing sessions here and there. There is Miami April. Santiago said he would do it with me, so we'll see, because Anthony's not doing Hyrox anymore. He's just focusing on his weight training as well. He's done like 4 of them, so a little bit different. So we'll see. I'm gonna decide a little bit closer to the time. You know me, it won't be last minute, but I'm gonna see how we get on. We're gonna do a session together and judge it from there. I'll YouTube that too. So I am turning 30. Wait, what? Like that's like, I remember when I got my passport, right? And I was like, Mom, 2025, I'll be 30. That is disgusting. Like, I was like traumatized looking at that passport, being like, cannot believe that I'll be 30. Girls, it's not even a big deal. I still actually feel like I'm 21. I don't even know where. Does anyone ever get like that? Like, where did the years in the 20 go? Like, I remember turning 21, but where did 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 go? Like, is anyone else with me with that? Because for me, I'm like, where did them years even go? Time goes too fast, hence why I give every single day my utmost best, no matter how tired I am. I don't care. But I'm turning 30, and I've hit so many milestones along the way. And one of my things was like, by the time I'm 30, like, I'm gonna be like this. Like, 30 is just a number. What am I even talking about? It's not even a thing. So for me, this chapter though, my 30s, like going 30 in March, it means so much to me. So first of all, I was able to bring my family over from Ireland to Miami, and we're doing and having my birthday here, and I'm honestly living for it. Like, I every day I send a voice note in, and I'm like, I feel like I'm going to jump out the window. I'm that excited. So I can't wait to spend time with them, actually see Miami as well, because like, you know me, like, I'm working so much that sometimes you forget where you are as well. But personally, like, I'm single. I'm after launching a new company. We've got lunch after lunch with Rossi Apparel. The team has expanded, and I'm just like, wow, like, what has happened over the last while? And yeah, I'm just like, you can hear me, like, I'm speechless. I'm like, wait, what the hell? I'm so proud. But with the new Rossi Apparel launch that we had for the Galentine's Day with the Second Skin collection, can I just say thank you so much as well for that? Because people think and are like, all right, well, when you're putting up, oh, thank you for supporting the brand, like, you just really don't understand how much it means to see like consistent names coming in that like buy every single order that we have. So thank you so much for that. My clients who support anything and everything that I do, I love you all so much. And anyone new that has bought as well, I hope you absolutely loved your sets. We are coming up with so many different collections this year. I've expanded on the team over there. We've got like creators, vision boards, manufacturers, launch after launch, and just like rolling out what we want everyone to feel and wear, you know. And for me, it's like, I love to you know me, I love my matching outfits. Like, that's what I'm like. And me, and my goal this year is like every single thing that I want to put on this year has to be Rossi Apparel. Now, obviously, I support other brands. I wear Gymshark, I wear Nike, I wear different brands, absolutely. But I want to get a fit for every single thing that I wear in my wardrobe right now that is just Rossi Apparel. That's the goal. That's the commitment to myself, to the brand, to the love that I have. And I want to make it universal, one size to fit. I want it to fit all. I want everyone to feel confident in it. I don't want people to say, oh my God, I wouldn't be able to wear that. It's just for skinny girl. I'm like, no, it's not. I want it to be a lot more than that. So we've got events coming up as well. And community events. Like everything I've done is built around community, networking, the girls. And that's what I want Rossi Apparel to be. So we have huge plans for that coming up. And Pixie, oh my God, Pixie Legacy. So the mentorship and the vision and what it is and the plans moving forward for this is I can't obviously go into too much detail in it. That's the reason people get on for calls. That's the reason people want to know more. But to summarize in total, like overall, what Pixie is all about. So I wanted, and I had so many clients that wanted to basically walk in kind of the steps of helping other women, supporting the community. They got that vibe. They wanted to live freely. They want to inspire and help other people. And they fell in love with the gym. And what I noticed over like the last 8 years is so many people just love and love and love working on their own journey. And then people asking them questions. They love helping and they like their family getting involved. And girls were always asking me, where could we do a course? And like I would always recommend the places around Ireland or Dublin or places that I would know. But I was like, what if I could do this myself and have a qualification that's recognized worldwide, by the way, and it's done virtually where people don't have to go into the gym. They don't have to take time out of their busy schedules, whether you're a teacher, a nurse, a shift worker, whether you're coming straight from school and you're unsure about what to do. Male and female, by the way, you can do it. Where do they go? And I was like, I'll create something where it's meaningful, where it's community, where I'm going to inspire them. I'm going to hold them accountable. Every week I make sure everyone's on point. They understand the plan. I've just put so much into this that like you've no idea. And to sell out after 4 days of a launch and like after just a webinar, honestly, like I was just like, wow. Like I think that week everything hit me, like good and bad emotions. We'll go through that soon. But it also is for girls and women, let's just say, that have set up their companies, whether they're in personal training sessions on the gym floor or whether they're online and they're just not understanding what to do. They're copying one another online. One person launches a transformation and the next one follows. What about just doing something that you love? So let me give you an example. We have some of the moms that are in my program at the minute that have joined up to the 6 months, so they're doing their course and the mentorship. One of the moms has an autistic son and she wants to be able to incorporate how she looked after herself and also obviously having an autistic child and how hard and demanding it can be physically and mentally on your body and how to let other moms feel how she's feeling right now on her transformation. And then there's another girl that wants to do it with like the GA teams and building the community around the area. But how do you do it? Where do you start? What's the content like? So that is where I step in. Whether you're already qualified or whether you're not, it's there. Now, I am so bloody excited for this. We're only a week in. You want to see the difference already. Like there's some of the girls in the plan, and by the way, I know you're going to listen to this. I'm not even going to mention any names, but already there's like shoots going on, content going up, inspiring conversations, voice notes coming over where like the voice and the tone and the energy is just totally different. And I'm like, these girls, just watch this space over the next 12 weeks, say 3 to 6 months, you are going to see crazy businesses popping. You're going to see amazing coaches that are going to be joining the industry. And for me, my standard, no matter what I do, will be at the highest of its ability. And I have been on the gym floor. I've done in person for years. I had my own gym. I know what it's like to build up from scratch. I've got a team. I know the ins and outs. And I do think it's really important that you have to wear the hat of every part of your business before you hire. So for me, it's like startups. Where are you at? Why do you want to scale? What's your business all about? And who are you? So if you are interested, of course, you can pop me over a DM on Pixie Instagram and I will get back, or you can pop your name below. I'm always happy to chat back and forward and reach out. But that is Pixie and Rossi Apparel all in one. Coming into Fit Coach Rossi, and this is one that obviously is the biggest part of my life at the minute, the community, the team that I've built, and the events that we're going to be running. So we are going to obviously do our shoot in April with our girls at the end of April, and I'm going to put on an event, whether it's going to be for women in business, a fitness event, all coming together. It's going to be sick, by the way. So have the first week of May booked off, because I'm not joking you, I'm coming back to Dublin and I'm coming back hot. So make sure you're prepped and ready to go. And then coming into the training, I've already kind of covered that, but coming into the summer plans. So we need to take a little sip because I'm hyper at the minute, clearly. But this is how excited you should be all the time. This is how you should feel. You should be inspired. You should feel that fire in your belly that you're like, let's go. That is how I feel. Now, I'm not going to say every day, because I always have that in the back of my mind. That's like a non-negotiable. And sometimes I'm really tired. Things go wrong. Oh God, wrong. Like things will flip on its head, upside down. You best believe that, like, I was going through these highs. And also, this is a big part of entrepreneurship and being your own boss, and having companies. Like, it's not going to be smooth sailing. It's going to be rocky as hell. And sometimes you're going to be like, oh, holy shit. Like at one point last week or 2 weeks ago, before I came back, I was at home and I was like, why am I doing all of this? And I remember meeting my mom at the airport, hugging her, and I just couldn't breathe. And I was like, what was that? And then I sat down that night and I was like, oh shit. And every time I go home, I get sick because I'm not used to the cold, number one. And I just think my body is like, yeah, you slow down. You're not going to the gym. You're going to stay in bed and you're going to take a few days. Even at that, I'm still working out in the office. My mom's like, Kira, get inside right now. And I'm like, in a minute. And she's like, what do you be doing out there? But she knows, she gets the vibe. She understands where I'm going with things. But where was I? Now I'm getting sidetracked. Yes. So with entrepreneurship and in general, you have to be prepared emotionally for what's going to come. Like, I had the biggest highs. We sold out in Rossi Apparel. I launched Pixie. It sold out in 4 days. I was fully booked. We couldn't take it on anymore. Fit Coach Rossi, there was just calls and calls and calls coming in. And the demand for everything was just like, whoa, it was amazing. But then I stopped and I realized, when it comes crashing, you nearly forget about the good and you go, oh my God, what is going on in my life right now? And why is this doing this to me? And I do think a part of you has to die in order for a new era and a new part of you to become alive and to make space for that. And that's something that I've noticed with yoga. That's something that I've been keeping quiet too, not for any reason, just because it's my time. It's the only time I get to switch off. And when you get to that mat and you hear what they're saying and you're just really connected with yourself on a deeper level, oh my God, you just realize that the one thing that you have to have is like your center point, and like the center point of your energy, the center point and ground of who you are and what you're doing. And always remembering, with the chaos that goes on outside the world, that you can always come back to your breath. And on that one, let's take a few breaths together. If you've never done breath work before, please try it. But if you're listening right now, if you're driving in your car, if you're sitting at home in bed, if you're watching this on YouTube, please do this with me and just tell me how you feel, okay? So just notice, like, don't change anything, but just notice the way you're sitting. And what I want you to do is, I want you to take a big deep breath in. We'll do it 3 times. Hold at the top for 4 seconds and just exhale, okay? So 3, 2, 1, you're going to breathe in through your nose. Hold at the top. And exhale. And again, breathe in. Hold. And exhale. And again, this time hand on the stomach. Watch your stomach or feel your stomach expand. and just give it a shake. And can you hear my voice? Can you hear how much slower I go? Can you feel that in yourself? If you can't, breathe deeper. You can always, one thing you will never not have until you die is your breath. And that, for me, has released so much emotional kind of baggage that I've been carrying. It clears me literally from the inside up, and I just feel literally 10 kg lighter. So definitely something that I would highly recommend getting into if you haven't tried it before. And that stillness is, that's just the best feeling ever. And by the way, why would one person wear jeans sitting down at a podcast? Ow, they're not very comfortable. So where were we? My summer and my plans. So am I going back to Dubai is the biggest question. Are you going back to Dubai? Yes, I'm going back to Dubai. Of course I'm going to go back to Dubai. I've got friends there. I've got business that I need to attend to as well. And I will be going back at either before April, before I fly home, or else in May. So like depending on where I'm at, what I'm doing, I will be back there for sure at some stage. So I'm excited. We've definitely got some really good podcast guests as well lined up there. Summer. So for my birthday, we could be going to Tulum. Travel plans wise, I want to see more of America. I want to see like Utah. I want to go to different places that like have beautiful backdrops, nature, just like pure connection with yourself, and just see the world like I do. I want to go everywhere. At the minute, we don't have anything like properly locked in. Projects wise for travel, it's at home at the minute. And then obviously Dubai, we will be doing a Melbourne trip possibly at the end of the year. For our Australian girls, if anyone's interested in the shoot this time, we're going to do Melbourne because it's obviously hot at that time of the year. And Sydney wasn't that hot and it was quite cold on the shoot day. So we're going to do Melbourne. So if you are interested, definitely keep your eyes peeled for that. Events, as I said, we will probably be keeping that a little bit quiet for now, but I will be doing a Pixie event, could be doing a USA event, who knows, and then possibly Ireland again. So yeah, we definitely have a lot kind of coming up, and maybe some places that I want to see by the end of the year. I really want to see more places over here. Tulum is definitely one that I want to go to. I want to go to the Bahamas. That's on my vision boards. Something's coming for that. And right now I'm a little bit unsure. I kind of am taking it week by week at the minute. January to March, like Q1, I set huge goals for myself. I'm really, really locked in this year and always, but like now it's game time. Like it's like I just love it. Like set yourself goals, but go bigger. Scare yourself, like, because when you achieve them, you're like, even the ones that I set last year, I was like, oh shit, like I've done all of that. And at the time when I put them down on paper with the pen, I was like, that's so scary, that's so hard. No, it wasn't. I was able to do it. So set yourself big goals, dream big, go for it all, because the only person that is stopping you is yourself. And sometimes you have to, actually not sometimes, all the time, you have to drop the judgment and the fear of what other people are going to say, because that's what holds 90% of people back. And I know this from having calls with girls over the last while, that it's like, oh my God, I'd just be so nervous about what like my friends would say, like if I'm moving job and career, and they're like, oh, you doing that, you're a little bit too old, how come you're doing this, how come you're doing that, like, and people's judgment and the fear of what they would say, especially family members, is like the main thing that holds everyone back. And at the end of the day, why would you let someone else control your life? And like what one of the girls said on the webinar one night, they're not paying my bills or paying for my life and how I want to live, so why would I let that affect me? And I was like, yeah, bingo, 100%. So life so far, and a reflection to kind of summarize up the podcast. I wanted to keep it with like 35 minutes, guys. So if you're still with me, thank you. You're nearly at the end, and I hope you're enjoying this so far. And as I said, I didn't want to come in, and it's not because, like, show off what you've done or whatever. Like, I'll put my hand up and say, yeah, I've done amazing the last year. I cannot believe it. It's incredible. But my reflections on 2025 so far, so Jan, Feb, March, Q1, what did you put down in January when you joined that webinar with me of goal setting? Did you do out your own goals? Where is that notebook and them goals? Have you ticked them off? Because the one thing that you'll notice from every single successful person is patterns. And with those patterns, what are they doing? Watch the people that are there. What are they doing behind closed doors? Don't watch and follow someone from where they are in their journey right now. Go back to where they started and try and follow the footsteps of that and do your own journey. It's your story. It's your book. You get to write it. Write every single page the way you want it and stop worrying about other people's opinions. And I really cannot stress that enough. Don't let other people hold you back from anything that you want to do in your life. So for me so far, January was obviously like we had to close doors on the second week of January for Fit Coach Rossi. We were fully booked. We genuinely couldn't take anymore. I was like, if I take on another coach, I'm still going to have to train. I was like, you know what? Let's knuckle down on our team that we have right now. Let's get these girls the best result ever. And let's like really nail and work on ourselves as a team and our work together. And that has been a game changer. Like we are on fire at the minute. If you know my girls, shout out to them. Like, honestly, I would be nothing without my team. And we go through phases where, like, I might turn into a little bit of a lunatic. But sometimes it's needed because we come out on top all the time. And hard conversations are like, oh my God, I used to dread having hard conversations. It's something that I've noticed over the last year with the growth. And what I've done is, when you think it's so hard and you're like, oh my God, the thoughts of having that conversation, the thoughts of having that, it's not even that bad. And it's like, what's worse, bottling it up or just getting it off your chest and just saying it as it is? And no matter what I do now, whether it's going to be with a new relationship, whether it's going to be with someone new, like I will say what I'm feeling regardless. And I'll give you my opinion, and not opinion, but I will express how I'm feeling. Whether it's a friendship, in work, in as a team member, a relationship, anything. Like that's the best way to be. Be transparent, because none of us can understand or know what's going on in each other's heads. And for me, it's like communication is like the key point that you need to have in anything that you do. I don't know what you're thinking. You don't know what I'm thinking. So why would we not communicate and say how we're feeling from the deepest parts of us? Which means I understand and I respect you. And you don't have to agree with everything, but I understand and I'll listen. And that way you can hold space for someone else and they'll hold space for you. So both parties get to actually exchange what they're feeling and how they're feeling. You know, it's actually beautiful. Like it's so nice. So January, yeah, we had to close doors. February was the launch with the Galentine's offer and we had to get a restock of that. March is obviously B-Day month, Pixie, and we kick-started. And then the next intake for Pixie, by the way, is 14th of April. And Rossi Apparel, will be here next week. So that will be all ready to go. And then at the end of the month, I'm taking a few days off. I know you'll be shocked to know. I'll still probably work, but like I will take a little bit of time off from calls and stuff with my family coming over, and I'm gonna really be present and enjoying. That's something that I want to do this year. Like my morning routine is number one. That's key. That's like locked in. But when I don't, if I miss it or if I even go off a little bit, it throws me off. So I need that for myself, because I'm obviously a couple of hours behind, and if I go straight to my phone and everyone's like texting and it's going off, like I instantly go into overdrive. Then having a coffee with that, it's not a good combo. It's really not. And yeah, everything is like I summarize it up and I say everything is amazing, because it is. I couldn't be more grateful. I couldn't be more lucky. Like I work so hard for everything that I have, and I think sometimes if people ever do look on and you feel a little bit jealous or you have a little bit of envy, like just know that like it's possible for you too, and look at it as inspiration. Don't look at it as, oh my God, hate her, like jealous in the back of your head, the state of her. It's like, why even say? Because I used to be that girl in my head being like, oh, but then I'd be like, I want to feel like that. I want to do it. Change your mindset, change the perspective of how you look at people and how you look at every situation, and work on yourself, because you can be happy for other people too while still being happy yourself, you know. And overall, I would say, like, there has been a few things business wise that I'm not going to go into that have been really hard for me in January to March, and I've learned my lesson. I have grown from it, and I've just realised that a piece of paper, number one, doesn't define you. That's like the big one. Number two, you don't have to hide from what you're doing and hide what you're doing, because you're going to be the successful one and it's a race to the top. It's you against you every single day. And number three, live every single day like it's your last. And that might sound cliche, but you just don't know when everything can be taken from you. And I know if I lost everything, I would build it up from scratch again, and I would do it all over again, because I love what I do so much that sometimes I feel like even making this episode right now and chatting about all this, I'm like, is this me? Or like, did someone tell me to say this? Like, it's a little bit of like, wow, this is all happening, this is all possible. And I just know, because I believe in myself, and I have from the get-go, and you should too, you know. And if you don't, and if no one else believes in you, I believe in you. I believe in anyone that listens to this episode. I believe in anyone that's in my community. I believe in anyone that I meet, because I know anyone can change, and you can put your mind to anything that you want to do. It's all there. You just have to be brave enough to go for it, and you need to be brave enough to let go of, yes, there will be judgment, there will be people that will say stuff, but are you going to let that hold you back, or are you going to live your life the way you want it? And that's just something to sit with for today. And there was a few questions that I wanted to answer at the end with a Q&A to finish out. And I absolutely love this, by the way. Like, this has given me a little bit of my time back to really just be so proud and excited for the future of what's to come, what I have in store for myself. And when you live like this every day, and you know you're giving it your all, and you know you're trying to help more people and become a better version of yourself, like, what more can you do, you know? So thank you for getting this far. Let's open some Q&A. My phone is over here. Okay. Jeans was not a good idea, girls. Ow. Right, let's get into some Q&A. I guarantee you someone's gonna ask me something juicy. Okay, let's go. Okay. Dating usual dating in Miami versus Ireland. Okay, so it depends on what you like. It depends on who you are. Your partner is a reflection. Anyone that you attract into your life is just a reflection of you. So what do you want? Get clear on who you are. Get clear on what you want. And I had to change a lot of things, because you know me, like, I didn't have a lot of trust in men. I was just like, oh my God. I was just, yeah, there's a few things that was going on that I needed to work on, and I feel so good about working on them that I'm just like, that has been like chopped, that's in the bin. So I know from me, the person that I'm going to be with is 100% going to be American. Yeah, like 1,000,000%. Like, I am living in Barbie world. If you know me, what's the difference between Ireland and Miami dating wise? I'll say it is a little bit harder here, because everyone is just, it is a little bit like a competition. There is beautiful, beautiful people, but it's like what you put out is what you attract back. So, I mean, right person, right timing. Dating in Miami, yeah, it's exciting. Let me just say that. But another question. Oh my God. All things love and connection. By the way, I'm doing a healing workshop, like working on yourself. Any trauma kind of bonds, like working on the relationship with yourself, the relationship with your partner, just like topics that will resonate with everyone. So please do join in on that. It's going to be like 2 weeks time. I haven't put it up yet, but if you've got this far, you will know. But all things love and connection. So like what, like that needs to be elaborated on a little bit. Am I in love with myself? Yeah. Like, I love me. Like, I love me. Am I in love with someone else? No, I'm not in love with someone else yet. But who knows where the wind will take me? Who knows where I'll be? Am I in any rush? No. Am I scared because I'm turning 30? No. Girls, I'm living a beautiful life right now. Me, my apartment, my vibes, my business. Like, I am just like loving life. I've got really good friends here. I've met incredible people. And have I met people along the way? Yeah, absolutely. Amazing people along the way. But has it aligned with what I want and who I am and where I'm going with things? No. And you can't just settle. You have to be honest with yourself and think really logically and be like, is this actually going to work out or is it not? And if it's not, it's okay. Like, it's not a big deal. It's not like, oh my God, never talk to that person again. Like, I approach things so much more, let me say maturely, which is a shock because normally I'd be like, block. Like, no, we don't do any of that anymore. Everything with love. But love and connection, who knows? You just never know. We're kind of on that road at the minute, but who knows? You'll see. What's the best advice that you've ever been given? The best advice that I've ever been given would be from my mom. And I love you so much, Mom, by the way. Why stress or worry when it brings absolutely nothing? And everything will always work out in the end. And if it doesn't work out, well, then it's not the end. And everything that's meant for you will never pass you by. So whatever is all lined up for you, anything that happens to you, it happens for you. People that come into your life are there for a lesson, or there to teach you a lesson of a different way to approach a situation, what you don't want. Everything is there to teach and show us and guide us with all the wrong mistakes to the right. And for me, I'm just like a firm believer on that, and that would probably be like one of the best advices that I could give or that I love. It's one that like is obviously really close to my heart, and that's why if things go wrong, I'm in a position where I'm just like, whoa, why? Like when things went basically tits up, let's just put it that way, like 2 weeks ago, Jade was like, Ciara, why are you not stressing right now? Like, why are you sitting there like chilled like a cucumber? And I was just processing it, and I was like, well, what will crying and like throw myself all around the place do? It's going to make me even more stressed. Will I be able to think? Absolutely not. So what can I do? And I was like, I can say in my head, what is this teaching me? I can say, okay, shit, I learned a lesson, and I can just move on from it. And sometimes you lose, and that's just part of life. You're never going to win everything, you know. It's not going to be amazing every single day. So I feel like for me, yeah, I don't overthink anything. That's just like part of me. I don't overthink it. Whatever will be, will be. If it works out, it does. If it doesn't, okay, maybe it's not for me. And let's go with one more question. One more question. Can you do your skincare routine? Yes, of course I will. And I actually went to BioFresh when I was home, and she gave me out on paper step by step, so I'm gonna definitely do that, and I couldn't recommend them enough, by the way. Let's go one more. Okay, we're not gonna answer that one. Why do you not have a TV? Because I don't like it and I don't need it, and I work on things that bring value to me, that I learn from every single day. I don't feel like I need it. That's all. What's next for me? That was the last question. What's next? So my birthday is next, so stay tuned, because it's going to be a very fun month. Going home in April for Fit Coach Rossi event, a new launch of Rossi apparel. But for me personally, growth, I'm going to do a yoga course as well. I want to get into that. Breath work too. More events, more incredible guests and podcasts. Healing, working, because you can never be fully healed. You can never be fully there or at the destination, because that's what life is. It's about everything along the way. I'm not like running to get to a certain place. It's like I know where I'm going. I know what I want. Possibly my dream car this year. Possibly my location and home of where I'll be forever. But for now, interior, not exterior. So like everything from the inside, because I know then I will attract the right things from the outside, and I know I'll be ready for the right things to come into my life, and I'm not in a rush for anything. It's just all about me, my growth, how I can show up better as a leader, how I can show up as a more fulfilled, confident, happy version of myself, and that's the ultimate goal, you know, and then everything else just flows. So for me, it's from the inside out, it's not the exterior. But guys, I think we could call this a wrap, and I absolutely love that, by the way. I hope that you enjoyed it too, and please, as I always ask, it means a lot if you just give it a thumbs up. It means a lot if you give it a share. If you even give me feedback over on Instagram and say, Ciara, it was amazing, or I like this part, or could you touch on more stuff like that? I love feedback, so please, anything at all. But thank you so much. It's like so cold in here. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next week on another episode of It's a Man's World. And please let me know below if you did enjoy it, and I hope you enjoyed the little catch up. And I'm definitely rambling on right now. I think I've said I hope you enjoy a few times, but you know me, I'm excited. I'm a little bit hyper. But yeah, thank you for all the support on everything that I do, and so much love, and cheers to 2025, and cheers to my B-Day month.